Good afternoon, everyone. In today's video, we are going to be looking at our next weather pattern, which could bring more winter storms to the United States as we finish out January. Now, it is Tuesday, which is only the third day of this extreme cold weather event. And as you can see, it's still going to be a very cold day with these wind chill values in the negative 30s across much of the northern central United States. And as far down as Texas, you're seeing negatives in the wind chill values as well. And this Arctic blast is still continuing to move southeast. And as you can see throughout the day, some of those areas like Alabama, Georgia, North Carolina, starting to see much more cooler temperatures, especially throughout this evening, where you are starting to see some single digits of wind chill values across more of those southeastern states. There are even the panhandle of Florida could see wind chill values in the 20s, and that is not going to make it really far past the panhandle of Florida. But as you can see, still the Daytona area could see wind chill values of 30s for a little bit. And as you can see, as we head throughout the Wednesday, it is going to continue to be a very frigid Wednesday, as well as you're still seeing some of those wind chill values across the Midwest United States. It's actually going to be starting to warm up Wednesday, though. As you can see, Texas, a lot of Texas is seeing 40s, even 60s across the panhandle of Texas, and the southeast definitely warming up as well. But there is going to be another Arctic blast at the end of this week. As you can see there, it's going to be another strong Arctic blast. Is going to be not as bad, but still very similar to what we just saw. As you can see, this Arctic blast is once again going to be reaching down far into Texas, bringing more very frigid wind chill values. Southeast as well, seeing more frigid wind chill values late this week into this weekend, where you're seeing still negative 20s, negative 30s across the Midwest. It's going to be another very frigid weekend ahead for your Saturday and Sunday. And then heading into next week, as you can see, it's still going to be very frigid, but I think as we head into next week, a lot of this cold will definitely bear off, and we should start to see some more normal wind chill values as we finish off the weekend and head into next week. Now, as this cold bears off, that means that we are going to see a potential another storm for next week, and this is going to be a bit far-fetched. As you can see here, this is going to be over 150 hours out, so this will definitely change over time as we head throughout the week into the next week. But as you can see, I do expect a storm system to move northward from Texas, and this has been for a bit, and this storm has been consistent throughout some runs that I've seen from the GFS model. As you can see, it's going to be a very interesting storm coming north from the south, from the Gulf of Mexico, and this could bring some severe weather to the south, as well as some rain to the Midwest, and maybe a little bit of snow to areas like Michigan and Northeast. So again, something to look out for as we head into next week, and I'll keep you updated on that. But again, throughout this new pattern, I do expect more storms to impact the southeast, and it could be definitely a rainy end to November throughout the southeastern United States. Now here we are looking at the Euro high resolution model, and this is going to be the 12Z run, and this is not going to be a direct forecast or anything. We're mainly going to be looking at the potential storm systems that will be going through the rest of November. And again, this will change a lot, but as you can see already, we are going to see maybe a snowstorm go throughout the Northwest tomorrow, and that'll bring some snow to areas like Washington and Oregon, and generally those Rocky Mountains will be seeing some snow throughout the middle of this week. And this will head throughout the Midwest and might bring a little bit of snow to areas across the central and Midwestern United States, and this could bring a little clipper across the Mid-Atlantic as well, which could bring maybe a few inches of snow if it's moving slowly across those areas. But as we head into this weekend, again, it'll be a very frigid weekend before those temperatures start to warm up again. And this is when we do see a high pressure form kind of stay over the eastern half of the United States for a little bit. And then once that moves away, we're going to see a potential another storm that we just saw on the GFS model. And this is going to be for the early next week. and bring some rain and maybe some storms, as you can see here. Euro model is definitely showing some storms popping up across next week, and this is a week out from now. So again, this information will be changing as we head day by day. But as you can see, another potential storm, and this will definitely not be a winter storm because you're not going to see a lot of cooler air up north, and this is going to be mainly mix and rain up north because there's not a lot of cooler air, and it's going to be mainly warmer air across the eastern half of the United States, while you're seeing a lot of that cooler air across the western half of the United States. So this is definitely going to be a rainy system if this is going to happen, but maybe some snow on the western half of this, as you're going to see a little bit of cool air dive south, and that might cause some snow to happen across areas like Nebraska, the Dakotas, and Minnesota, but definitely nothing major on the snow wise. But as you can see, as it heads north, that becomes definitely a big snow threat for Quebec and Ontario. And taking a quick look at the Climate Prediction Center for the day 8 to 14 day outlook for U.S. hazards, as you can see, we only have a heavy precipitation risk throughout the southern Mississippi Valley, and this is going throughout Alabama, Georgia, Tennessee, Arkansas, Louisiana, and parts of eastern Texas. Could definitely see a heavy precipitation throughout January 24th and January 25th. That was the storm that we were seeing in the European model and the GFS model. Again, we'll also look at risk of hazard temperatures. No hazards posted for hazardous temperatures, but of course this is the 8 to 14 day outlook. So I do expect hazardous conditions to go throughout the rest of this week into this weekend, but then it'll start warming up again. Precipitation, we do have a moderate risk for heavy precipitation across that area, and a slight risk for heavy precipitation further out in those areas, and also the northwest, seeing a slight risk for heavier precipitation. For snow, we definitely will be seeing mostly mountain snow and even snow throughout New Mexico from January 24th to the 30th across those areas. So mainly the west starting to see more of that snow as well, while the eastern half is definitely seeing a big break from the snow throughout the rest of January. And who knows what February brings us winter weather wise. For wind, and mainly just a slight risk for high winds across the coastline of Oregon and Washington. If you did enjoy the video on the recent weather and the new pattern coming up, be sure to subscribe to the channel if you are new, and turn on post notifications so you won't miss a single upload on the channel. Like the video and share this video with any friends or family that may want the latest information on the weather pattern. As always, I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe.